this go because you know what I came in to do.
I don't get paid for overtime. I'm here to fight.
Alycia BAUMGARDNER. Pretty fierce girl with the psychotic eyes. She got mad eyes. I noticed that. Yeah, got mad eyes. A lot of these fighters who adopt the wide-legged stance, they try to get maximum power in their shots, and she hits extremely hard. She does. Alycia perhaps doesn't have great fundamentals, but she has tremendous self-belief. And yeah, she probably got hit a little too much, didn't use her feet enough, posed a little too much, and an aggressive Mekhaled, if that's how you pronounce, took advantage of that. But Alycia wasn't going to remove herself from the pocket, because the way she saw it, I have the power. I have the real power here. So even if she was getting hit, she was a little arrogant and said, I'm not moving out the pocket. And that allowed her opponent to get a little confident. And in round 3, she paid for it with Alicia's trademark overhand right that put her on the canvas. And she was hurt pretty bad, but she was very plucky, the French lass. Very plucky. She got back up. Alycia went a little too wild, pushed her more than punched her over the second time around, even though the referee called it. And she expanded a lot of energy, Alycia, in trying to finish it. Mekhaled went down again, but once again she was pushed down more by the forearm and the bottom of Alicia's glove, the palm. Alycia went to sleep for a few rounds, and then she powered back up in the 7th through some huge combinations and had her opponent all over the place. But once again, plucky French lass stood in there, man. She earned a payday that day, showed a lot of durability. And Mekhaled couldn't take advantage when Alycia gas tank went low again after the effort to knock her out. She couldn't take advantage of it, and Alycia banked around. Alycia won the 10th round. That right uppercut she throws from the backhand like that, very risky, but she's a chance taker. But she was too willing to get hit if it meant she stayed in range that she can land her own power. But she won a UD, that was never in doubt. Undisputed super featherweight champion. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. The gas tank, I don't know if that's going to be a concern to her coach or if they strategize to fight like that. The amount of time she got caught with jabs and rights, I think she needs to clean it up in the gym a little. But she won well. She won well. Amanda Serrano undertook extra sparring to prepare for Erika Cruz Hernandez, a southpaw. This was for the Undisputed featherweight title. And while Erika didn't close down the ground quick enough early on, she was still managing to catch Amanda, I'm not going to say with alarming ease, but them swings were catching Amanda, and they shouldn't have been really, because she's the better boxer. And this was quite a tough fight. Head clash early on. Cruz was cut, but the exchanges were intense. They were quite intense. It was a really good fight to watch. The ladies can put on a good show, people. I know you might not want to hear that. Not all of them, but some of the ladies can put on a good show. Some good infighting here. There seems like there's something wrong with Amanda's legs. They look wooden in there. They looked a little wooden. And she's not getting the full extension on her shots. She's not punching with her legs. She was arm punching. And she needs to get some boxing boots. Coming in the ring in Jordans. What is it, a fashion statement, or is she more comfortable in them? The 6th was a dominant round for Amanda, though. She really put some hands on Cruz and nearly got her out of there. But she couldn't deal with Cruz coming up with them hooks from out of that crouch. She couldn't totally figure it out at no stage. It looked like Amanda was cut, or it could have been Cruz's blood. And I tell you what, Cruz would just rest her head on Amanda's shoulder or on the side of Amanda's face and just bury down and come over the top with these big hooks. And Amanda was getting caught way too much, but Amanda wanted the Undisputed title so bad, she just kept the momentum going, and the cut that Cruz had on her scalp impaired her vision. And I don't know if it affected her fighting, because she's so unorthodox anyway, but both girls should be commended for putting on for a battle like that. Definitely. Congrats, both ladies. And big up Amanda Serrano becoming Undisputed featherweight champion. All credit due. We now head over to the Free Arena in Ireland on May the 20th. The big showdown between her and Katie Taylor at 135. Undisputed again. And I tell you what, Amanda is getting in a lot of FOTY candidates recently. Last year with Katie Taylor and this fight here, all action Amanda Serrano is no joke. I just subbed to a channel called Ringside Views. I've only viewed this video from them. They're interviewing Richardson Hitchins. Richardson informed us he's not too keen to fight for IBF straps because they have a check weigh-in on the same day as the fight, and you can't rehydrate over 10 pounds from what you weighed in the day before. And he is a big 140 pounder. So you can understand that. And obviously he's fought twice for the IBF North American title against Yomar Alamo. He got him out of there in the 8th. And that could be the deciding reason he's not able to get guys like BAUZA, John BAUZA out there this Saturday on the Dazn card at the MSG. And let me tell you this now, without scoring the knockout, you can't really ask for a better performance from a contender. And that's what he is right now. He was keen to separate himself from being a prospect and wants to be referred to as a contender, as he's ranked number 13 by the IBF. And I'm assuming after his win on Saturday against BAUZA, he'll be a fringe top 10 IBF contender. The inactivity is what he complained about being on the PBC. Mayweather Promotions don't really have the contract with Showtime. He was saying it's Al Heyman. So there was a lot of politics stopping him from getting more fights. And the PBC don't give you a guarantee. And you need that as a prospect / contender. You need a guarantee that they're going to deliver a certain amount of fights. If DAZN or Matchroom do not get this kid a minimum of 3 fights a year, there's a penalty because it's in the contract. They're obligated to do that. And if they don't deliver, maybe he'll be compensated financially or he'll be able to walk because they're not delivering. Tell you what though, Saturday, he looked really good. He looked so good in there, man. And his opponent was as tough as anything. How he was taking them punches and still standing and throwing back with a lot of power after taking draining shots. You know, Richardson's got a beautiful one too. With a nice straight jab in it. The jab is really straight. Got beautiful hand speed. Beautiful hand speed. Well proportioned for a 140 pounder. And you have to assume he will make his mark as a 147 pounder as well. Eventually. Future is bright for that kid. Bright. Bright. Perhaps even 154. I heard new media, he was talking like, what were the PBC thinking about? How do you let someone like that go? But obviously don't have their eyes on the ball right now. You don't let prospects like that go. You don't let that go. We question whether TMT can recover from losing Tank. That always comes up. But, okay, Tank was the star player at TMT. But you need the backup team. And the Richardson one? And you got, listen, DAZN, anything this kid wants, you shouldn't throw money at all fighters who end up on the platform, no. If you're going to take a gamble on having to overpay Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis, this kid is worth the gamble. He's worth the punt. He is worth the punt. BAUZA was a little reckless and didn't have no respect for Hitchins' power, but Hitchins made him respect the power. Although one of the knockdowns I didn't think was a knockdown. And he was forced to fight on the defensive for long periods of the bout. He also tried to fight dirty when he realized that he couldn't match skills with Hitchins, you know, elbows and headbutts and just roughhouse tactics, but what else was he to do? I think Hitchins said he even tried to bite him at one stage, but the referee didn't catch it. I didn't see it either. That piston right hand, it sounded like a Tommy Hearns punch, and it looked like one at times. It just doesn't have the same velocity for whatever reason. I don't know how he didn't knock this guy out. I really don't get it. Maybe the guy's got one of the best chins in the game. Or like I said earlier, Hitchins needs to move up. He's depleting himself at this weight class maybe. He's not Philly shelling all over the place. He's got the high guard, throws a lot of jabs, offense, best defense. His coach, Lenny Wilson, didn't let him coast on Saturday. He wanted Richardson to get his opponent out of there. Every round, even in the last. Credit due. Old school shit. He's got that old head on some young shoulders. You know, his range control. I tell you what, I'm not going to go over the top because people are going to say, Beats, you're going too far. So I won't go too far. I don't want to go too far. But yo, I like watching that kind of boxing. That's all I can say. Diggity diggity Dazn with the price hike. Currently $7.99 and it's going to increase to £19.99 in the UK. So I went on there. I made some inquiries on Twitter. I was looking at the options though. So the monthly saver, you can sign up for a year and pay less per month in 12 months. That will work up to around just under $120 yearly. Flexible pass, which I believe, am I on that now? $19.99 a month. That's obviously the new price. But I'm going to go for the annual super saver. That'd be £99.99 for the year. And what is that, $9.99 a month? Now, a lot of people complained about it like it was the worst extortion in the history of the planet Earth. And I don't know anyone's financial situation, so I'm not going to say, well, you can't afford it, I can, that's why you're bitter. Because I don't know what your budget is or if you budget. You know, I allocate a certain amount of my budget to certain things, and Dazn is in the scope of that. Making a big deal about it, I don't get that. That's what I don't get. Like, you hear some people bitching about, ain't no way I'm paying for this crap here. Well, you weren't paying for it at $7.99. Obviously, you're not going to pay for it at $19.99 or $9.99. They've never took any of your money. They're not extorting you. Why are you so mad? So the schedule, February the 18th, Saturday after next, Wood versus Lara. Can't wait for that. WBO World Featherweight title on the line. Dalton Smith defends his 140-pound British title on the undercard. Galal Yafai against Alberto Ruiz. Siobhan Clark versus Dex Spellman. And the Irish favourite, Cully versus Flores. Cully making a little bit of a name for himself, and he wants a tidy performance so he can get on that Katie Taylor bill in May. March the 4th, we have Angel Fierro against Eduardo Estella. March the 4th in Mexico. NABO lightweight title. March the 11th, Callum Smith takes on Paweł Stepien at 175. Stepien is well ranked. Good mark time fight while Callum waits for his shot against Peterbiev. Diego Pacheco, one of the hottest prospects across the pond, against Jack Cullen. Mexican 168-pounder, very promising, hard hitter. Good to see him over here. Johnny Fisher, he'll bring a whole load of fans down there, of course, at heavyweight. You've got Liam Paro versus Robbie Davis Jr. That's an interesting one. Campbell Hatton, freeloading Campbell. Nah, not really. It's an okay card. It's an okay card. Not a great card, but it's okay. April the 1st, we have Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin at the O2. And on this fight poster, it doesn't say anything about pay-per-view. On the 8th of April, Bam Rodriguez will be contesting the vacant WBO World Flyweight title against Christian Gonzalez Hernandez. And that's the first quarter of 2023. That's the first quarter. I'm not going to pretend that I'm blown away by that schedule. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But there's some good stuff on there. There is some good stuff. I tell you what, there's still going to be people complaining that it's official that AJ Franklin will not be pay-per-view. It will just be part of your regular DAZN subscription. They're still going to complain. And most of the people who are going to complain either don't like AJ, don't like DAZN, are not subscribed, and the money wouldn't have been coming out of their pocket anyway. But they're just there whining and whinging. So now it's confirmed it's not going to be pay-per-view. That's the first time AJ ain't been pay-per-view for a while. Long while. It's approaching 7 years since he beat Charles Martin, and he's always been at championship level. In fact, let me correct the math. It's approaching 8 years since he beat Dillian, and that was for the British title pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to this. AJ said that Derek James has very high standards, and he's looking forward to getting out there. He acknowledges Franklin as a good opponent. So did Tyson Fury. This guy cannot be slept on. Franklin, after not getting the decision against Dillian White at Wembley Arena, said the judges can take a night off. This ain't going to the scorecards. He wants to knock Anthony Joshua out. Now, here's what I don't understand is, didn't he want to knock Dillian out? Dillian's the hometown fighter. Of course you should want to knock Anthony Joshua out. You can't be looking for a points decision over here. No way. But that means two things. Joshua, 24 wins, 3 losses. 22 of them wins inside the distance. Jermaine Franklin, 21 wins, 1 loss. 14 inside the distance. The one common opponent they have, AJ blew him out and Jermaine lost to him. That's Dillian. Like I said, it means 2 things now. I mean, the Dillian-Franklin fight was a good fight to watch. But if he intends to be more aggressive against Anthony Joshua, that's an even better fight than the Dillian fight. And 2, it means Joshua gets way more opportunities to land his own power shots and combinations. People are talking about, what if AJ loses? I ain't even thinking about that, man. I'm not thinking about that. I just want to see AJ back in action, feeling good about his boxing. And we'll see what happens with the result. Simple as that. I'm very confident he will win, though, in a more conclusive manner than Dillian did. And I think Dillian won the fight, but AJ should do it in better style.